Radium Podcast, episode 71. We're back. Thank you so much for getting into our channel, the Radium Podcast, Radium Media, where we talk about music, music business, music industry stuff, but also the engineering, the production, all the geeky stuff.
Entertainment, baby. What are we talking about today on episode 71, Kev?
We are talking about the 5 top ways people are fucking up their releases.
Oh my God. Okay. So more specifically, 5 biggest mistakes in marketing and promoting your music releases as an independent artist.
Or fucking it up.
So let's get right into it. What is number 5?
Oh, we're going to go greatest to worst or worst to greatest?
Absolutely. We're going worst to greatest.
Worst to greatest.
Yeah, I guess it just depends
okay, so
on how
that'd
you
be
look
number
at it.
1,
Yeah.
right? So let's go number 1.
No, let's go number 5.
Okay, so...
We're going to give them the biggest mistake as number 1. We're going to go last with number 1.
Okay, so number 5, I would say paying spammy accounts to repost.
Oh, God, that's the worst. Especially with Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, big mistake. You know what? I'm going to tell a story to start that one off because one time, back in the days, about 6 months ago, really, there was this account that hit me up and was like, yo, I love your shit.
Repost?
Yeah, I love your shit. I'm going to repost your stuff. I need your Cash App, DDD. And I was like, looking at the account, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty legit, right?
It's got 500,000 subscribers.
Yeah, it looked pretty legit. And I started looking at the following and all the count stuff. And I was like, what does he need? And he's like, yeah, $15 to, put a post up for 24 hours with a story, with a swipe up. And I was like, makes sense. Now, this was before Instagram's algorithm went nuts and they were like, yo, you gotta pay
Shadow
all this.
ban.
Yeah, everything just went nuts on Instagram and all their algorithms got screwed to no organic reach whatsoever. But I was like, yeah, this makes sense. I checked out the account, looked good. I Cash Apped the guy. The guy literally puts the post up, right?
Mm-hmm.
He starts to promote it. And then an hour later, he takes it down. And I go back on the account. I'm like, it's down. He said 24 hours. He didn't even put a story thing up. And I DM him and I'm like, yo, what's up? This is really a really good story, I promise. But I'm like, I DM, I'm like, yo, you didn't leave the post up. Why'd you take the post down? I paid you, I Cash Apped you and everything. It doesn't get back to me. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm going to go and I'm going to report your account with many followers. I'm going to go take all my following and ask them to report your account. And he finally gets back to me. He's like, yeah, man, fuck off. I'm like, all right. So I actually went on my stories and I posted a thing saying yo, go report this account. Reported the account, got enough people to report the account. The next day the account was down. So I felt pretty proud of myself.
Yeah, talk your shit.
But that is the number 5 mistake. I think that's a really big mistake, to be honest, is going and just, yo, Cash App me, I'm going to promote your shit. One big tip with this to avoid doing this is to go to igaudit.com. IO, yeah. .io. igaudit.io. Type in the account name and it'll show you how many of their real followers are real followers, etc. And that's a really good tip at number 5.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah. Yeah. You need some Biggie sample right there.
Yeah, why don't you give us number 4, Brad?
Okay, that's it's a toss. It's a toss between a couple things, but I would say number 4 is the drop and pray method, which is basically what an artist is doing when they put their music out. They distribute it through CD Baby, DistroKids, SoundCloud. They put it everywhere.
Direct to SoundCloud.
Yeah, direct to SoundCloud, direct to Spotify, whatever. They just drop the music. They put some posts up on Instagram. They don't have a music video. They have no promotional material behind it.
There's no ad spend.
Yeah, nothing.
No
they
marketing.
They just drop it and they go, I'm dope.
No marketing materials.
I'm dope. And they look at themselves in the mirror and they, I'm lit. I'm lit. Go repost. They ask people to repost it. That's a big fail. And I know too many artists doing this. And you guys aren't dumb. That's the thing. I'm trying to get this across. You guys aren't stupid. You know what to do. You know that if you drop that music, it's not just going to blast off out of nowhere.
All right, let me go in on them. This is something I've said several podcasts now, but if you're going to spend money on anything, and you should spend money promoting.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just like any business, they spend about 60% of their operating budget
on marketing.
Yeah, depending on where you're at.
Anywhere 50 to 60, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So as far as you spending money on a song, most of that money should be in the marketing.
Absolutely. Especially starting out.
Yeah.
You don't have a following. You have 3 singles out, like 1 single out, an EP out. Yeah, you better be fucking marketing and promoting.
Yeah, you gotta be on the goddamn presidential campaign. And I'm not talking about what we talked about in number 5, which is paying the dude to repost your song for $15 on Cash App. That is not a marketing strategy.
No. But it looks like a legit strategy, and your friends have probably told you it. Your friends that also have less than 1,000 streams on every song they ever put out.
Yeah.
You know. But that big mistake. Number 4 is a big mistake.
Okay, can I get number 3?
Absolutely, get it in.
Dropping an 18-song mixtape.
Yes, what a big mistake.
Brad, go. I know you want to talk about this.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake. Now look, 18 songs, that is going to look great for Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like
a 22-track album.
Right. And we are talking about marketing and promotion, so I do want to tie this into the fact that the track count has a lot to do with the promotion, right? So if you have 18 songs, how are you going to promote 18 songs, right? You typically want to find 1, 2 songs that you would push, right, on that project. But if you're not a big artist, nobody knows who you are. They're not looking for a project from you. They're like, little whatever, fill in the blank. It's like,
let me check
I'm
it
not
out.
Searching you.
Let me check it out. I don't know which one of these I should check out.
Yeah. Should I check out all 18? Yeah, I guess I'll give them all 18.
And then they play like 5 seconds of the first tune. Like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, fuck this. and that's the truth right there. And if you're putting out 18 songs, first of all, I don't know where that idea came from. Like in 2019, I have no idea who gave anybody the idea that you need to put out a 12-song, 15-song, 18-song project.
Anything above 5 or 6.
Anything
if you're
like that.
An unknown artist.
Anything like that. Like if they can't get through the project on their way to like through traffic in LA to work, which is going to take them like 35, 45 minutes to get to work. And if they can't get through the whole project and they don't love who you are and they're not already a big fan of yours, you are wasting money. First of all, you'll never have the budget to mix, master, get those properly done and produced, which means where's the money for promotion, right? There's no money left over for promotion or marketing.
Focus. That's the main issue here. If we're talking it from marketing perspective.
I made all these songs. They're all halfway done.
You don't have focus. Your brand is not concise, and that's the really important part. Because you have 18 songs, which means you're probably making a bunch of different types of music.
Facts.
And so you need to really
hone in.
You need to hone in, and really when you're marketing something, it's got to be very laser sharp, freaking specific what your sound is and what you do. And then of course once you build it, then you can go wide, you know what I mean? But you got to go freaking narrow as hell.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake with dropping a big project as a starting out independent artist, even if you have a couple tapes out, you drop a big project like that, you have to have proof of concept, right? And another thing is like, if you have 18 songs, people start to believe that you don't care about the music. Because why do you have 18 songs? Like, why you just put out all those? Like, we don't know what to do with that. Most people don't know what to do with one song nowadays. If you have an EP or you drop a single after a single after a single, they don't know what to do. They're still like, dude, I haven't even had a chance to listen to that first one. Like, I don't even know you. Yeah, you're my homie. I'll go check out your stuff. Most of the time, are you checking out your homie stuff, like really going and checking out every drop they put out?
No,
you might play like the beginning of the song and go like,
yeah, I liked it.
Oh, it's a vibe. This is dope. you might get into it and actually like it, but you're going to give it 15 seconds. Like the beginning, you're going to be like, or you're going to be like, yo, okay, I'll give this a shot. But you're going to give one song a shot and really only the beginning of the song. So to give 15 songs, to give 12 songs a shot, like, yo, your only fan base is going to be your mom, your grandma. You're going to have to you're going to, you're going to have to make them feel bad.
I'll get into the technicalities of it, which is most people have, ADD, which means they have attention deficit disorder. And I'm not saying this on a wide scale, but yes, that's most people, their attention span is down to very minute amount, which means they will stream something for 5 to 15 to maybe 30 seconds at most, and then they'll go to the next thing and see if they like it. And then they'll skip through, they'll skim, and then you get skim things, and they'll skim 3 things, and then they're over it. So if you present 18, you're not actually presenting anything, because people are going to skim it, and if they like something, hopefully they like something, they'll give it some more time. But most people are not going to sit there. But if there's only one thing to present, it's like they don't have anywhere else to go, which means they have to listen to it. And obviously, if they don't like it, they're going to move on. Yeah. But at least you're concise, is what I'm saying. It's like, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean? So,
and this brings us to number 2. Number 2.
Brad, go.
Number 2, biggest mistake that independent artists make when promoting their music, and I highly encourage you to stay away from this, is Instagram ad spend, Facebook ad spend on boosting posts on your new single. When your new single has absolutely no distribution, you dropped it on CD Baby, you don't have any artwork, you don't have any video content, you don't have anything to promote, but you put out a picture or some random homemade video or whatever the fuck it is.
Trailer video.
Stop spending money on boosting your song. It is insane. Now, here's the biggest thing. The reason why artists do this, and I truly believe this, is an ego play, 1,000%. And the reason I say that is because Instagram organic reach is dead. So what artists, especially independent artists, want to do is they start boosting posts on a song that they put out that nobody knows about. You haven't rolled out right. You haven't prepared anybody for. You don't have any Spotify pre-saves. You didn't set up anybody. You didn't tell any stories about it. You just dropped it. You did the drop and pray method, right? Mm-hmm. And then you decide, because when you make a post about the song, it's getting, 60 likes. You know what I mean? It's getting 40 views, whatever, that you got to go boost it because it's got to look like it's really gassed up, right? So you start boosting, you start putting $10, $20, $100 into this stuff, and you start boosting your posts. First of all, you're not targeting correctly. You're just going automatically, Instagram, tell me what to do. Here's $50. Dude, you can give me $50, I'll light it on fire for you. Because the truth is, if you're marketing, you have to market with longevity in mind. That's what marketing is. Boosting posts on Instagram is the biggest fable and the biggest lie, and probably the best invention of Facebook and Instagram ever, because they can make you feel like, look at this. You reached 5,000 people. You reached 50,000 people. You got 50,000 impressions. These artists, they think, man, I'm killing it. 50,000 people saw that.
But it wasn't targeted, right?
It wasn't targeted. The music's not mixed and mastered. The record wasn't even ready. The product you pushed out was really actually putting your brand down. It's diminishing your brand because you pushed out this thing that people are going to go, man, I'll pay attention to that. When I see that shit again, I'm blocking it.
You basically did what you got for free years ago, which was called organic reach.
Yeah.
Because now everybody on your friends list is going to see it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. And you paid $50 for it. And then you paid another $50. And you keep pushing it because you want to see the viewers go up and what will organically happen no matter what. And this happens with Google AdWords, with pre-streams on YouTube. Your video will start getting more views. Now, on Instagram, a view is literally 3 seconds of watching a video. That means absolutely nothing. If you understand the analytics on what marketing is and you're not in it for longevity, you might as well be dropping and praying. But instead, and this is why it's number 2, is because instead of dropping and praying, you're also throwing money into the fire. No, seriously.
That's the funnest thing to do is light money on fire.
Yeah. But the money that you said you didn't have to get the beat with the stems, to get the mix that was professional, to pay the mastering engineer, to get the artwork done, you had the money to quote unquote promote. That is not promotion. And in any professional's eyes, you truly are throwing money away. And if you can't keep that up for 3 to 5 years and increase your production and make everything better, you are literally throwing money into a fireplace. So that's number 2 for me, 100%. Kevin, I'm gonna give you number 1, dude.
This is a hard one, dude.
Number 1.
Can we get a
drum roll?
A negative 1? Can we get a negative 1 and a negative 2? Because there's so many things I could touch on. I low key want to do.
You gotta be decisive.
Okay.
It doesn't fucking matter. You gotta give them the number 1.
All right, the number 1.
Biggest mistake.
I really want to give it to World Star Hip Hop. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to World Star Hip Hop.
Hey, that was a good idea in 2015.
No,
2012.
because I think Brad just inspired me with lighting money on fire. So I want to.
You want to light some money on fire?
Because I see people literally lighting money on fire.
You want some ego plays?
Back to ego plays and lighting money on fire. World Star Hip Hop, you're paying anywhere from maybe $800 if you have a plug, to $4,000 to get your video on World Star. First of all, they put up
for
videos.
How long?
Yeah,
right?
no, they put up videos for free. Secondly, they're not going to promote it. Thirdly, if they put it up, it's going to be on their account, so they're promoting themselves. And then fourthly, you just spend $4,000.
I like fourthly. I'm going to use that one.
And then fifthly, what else you want to give me?
Oh, damn.
Also, you're doing it for clout, and really no one gives a fuck about World Star. And
nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And hey, I would also bundle up number one, the World Star thing.
I was gonna say my real number one was gonna be spamming people on Instagram DM. That was gonna be number one. It's because everyone does it. So, but what do you want to talk about? World Star?
I would say for me the number one biggest mistake independent artists make with promoting and marketing their music is to pay for streams and pay for views on Instagram and on whatever the fuck, YouTube, Facebook, like you're paying for streams and views. That's insane. People pay for comments as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably my number one, because not only does it completely fake you out to think and believe that you truly are making progress on your music and that it's good, but you literally are getting spammed up by robots. And no, there's so the way that the automatic streams and stuff work on Spotify, like when you buy them, is that you have like certain companies that literally just play your music on a bunch of cell phones on the wall. Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Yeah, I've seen it.
That's insanity.
In China specifically.
Insanity to me, right? So same thing with YouTube views and stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, pay us and we're gonna get you, 5,000 YouTube streams. It's like
a cell phone farm, like Brad said.
Yeah, you paid robots to go stream your shit. Like that's insane to me. So
I don't think that's the most common. I mean, people do that. But
what do you mean people do that? I think like a majority.
A lot of
they're
people
sold on it. They think it's a great idea. Yeah, stream up. Pay
but
for
labels
streams.
even do that. So my question is more so, I think the number one people are fucking up on really is probably the spamming people's DMs with music and making that a marketing tactic.
Like that's a promo
because we're talking
tactic.
back to marketing.
Yeah, you are kind of like going against yourself when you do that.
People people do that to me all the time, but
Yeah.
I honestly will never ever just if you're DMing me your song and I don't know you, and like there's no sense of building of trust or building of anything, like you're not even talking to me, you're just like spamming people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the number one. You're actually turning people off to your music.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
I talked to a publicist the other day, and she was telling me that, and this ties right into that big problem. She's like, I get emails from artists where they don't even say hello, they don't introduce themselves, they don't have an EPK, they don't have any of the stuff that you need to send an email to a publicist, just a link to their song. And she's like, and the other day I just had enough of it, and I sent them back an email saying like, you don't even introduce yourself? Like, yo, I'm not going to check out your music.
I'm fire, Brad. I don't need no introduction.
But not even that. Like,
I'm lit.
Yeah, it's not even that. It actually shows a lot of insecurity to do something like that, because it's really like saying like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just going to send this link and act like I'm really dope or whatever, and you should just check it out. But like, that's insecurity.
I put it to what number was it? Number 4, which is drop and pray.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
the
same
drop
idea.
and pray. It's the same idea. Like,
right.
I'm gonna put it out, and people are just gonna love it for what it is.
I'm just dope. And hey, look, that ties into the mistake of the idea of thinking that if people don't fuck with me, then fuck them. Like, you're insane. You, my friend, are crazy, and you have a problem. And I think a lot of the times, what happens is we get really insecure as artists. So I don't like think that that's a bad thing. I think that's good. But being okay with that and going out and putting your music out into the world is already really scary, right? So on top of that, to promote it as if you have confidence, to put money behind it, to promote it correctly, to run Facebook ads and Google AdWords and pre-rolls and discovery ads on YouTube, etc., in a fashionable way, and be confident about it, that takes a lot.
I'm still gonna stick with my number one, which is World Star Hip Hop, because you know how many rappers I talked to that was their whole marketing plan.
Oh, facts.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna spend $3,000 on World Star.
Anyway, that wraps it up. That's the 5 biggest, and I think probably the most common mistakes.
Yeah, well, we had some extras there too, right?
Yeah,
we had at least 2 extras.
We threw some bonuses in there for you. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're always dropping podcasts every single week. The Radium Podcast, Plug-in of the Week. What do we do with Plug-in of the Week, Kev? Explain that.
We talk about the in-depth of how to use these so-called plugins. Yeah. And it's usually
so-called.
Yeah. It's usually like us like overviewing / going through it and showing you how we use it. The plugin of the week is really for us to like show workflow, because man, there's so many damn like plugin videos that are like, hey, these are the features, and like,
and you're like, cool, how do you want to, how are you gonna rock those?
Great. And the plugin manufacturers already do those videos anyways.
Facts.
So yeah, we're just going in depth, showing you how to get a mix going with some of the best tools that we use.
And don't forget, if you do want to work with us here in Hollywood, California, Radium Media, click up top here. We got a little banner thing here.
Little info card.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's over here. Will's letting me know, right? And you'll get a little more information on our process behind production, mixing, mastering with us here in Los Angeles. So thank you so much for tuning in. Episode 71, Radium Podcast. I heard that this is fuck you in the UK, but this is peace.